Bienvenidos amigos de YouTube. Hoy tenemos una entrevista que vamos a viajar a los 80s. Vamos a estar hablando con Iván del grupo Men Without Hats, un grupo que la rompió en los 80s con dos grandes éxitos. Safety Dance, seguramente ustedes recuerdan. Aquí en Argentina la música de él se sigue utilizando para un montón de publicidades, de bebidas, y es súper popular. Seguramente si vos viviste los 80s la habrás bailado a morir. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, there's no friends of mine. Say, we can go where we want to, a place where they will never find. We can act like we come from out of this world, leave a real one far behind. And we can dance. Welcome, Ivan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Wow, nice. I was saying that your music was so important for a lot of people in those times, the people dancing there. I can imagine that. I didn't live the 80s, but your music are like evergreens, that they are like evergreens.
Yeah, we're very fortunate that our music has crossed generations now. Pop culture here in Canada and America have helped us reach new generation of music lovers.
Yeah, so true. That's so true. I want to know about your beginnings because first, when I talk with people here in Argentina, they say, "Oh, that's a strange name, no? Why men without hats? Why men without hats?" Well, I'm going to ask him, why men without hats? Why that name?
Well, because we grew up in Canada, and Canada, the winters are very, very cold. But real men don't wear toques or don't wear bonnets for the cold. We face the cold without hats. That's why we call it that.
And how did the idea of forming Men Without Hats start? It was your idea, a producer, a record company.
No, it was me and a bunch of friends from university. We were in university, sitting around. It was the late 70s. Disco was dying. There was a lot of big dinosaur groups happening in rock and roll. And all of a sudden, punk rock happened. Punk rock and new wave music happened at the end of the 70s. And one of the main messages of punk rock and new wave was do it yourself, DIY. Just anybody can. You don't have to be a professional musician to play guitar. You don't have to be a professional songwriter to write songs.
Yeah.
And that's what gave us the courage to go ahead and do it, to try it on our own, and that's what we did.
Nice, nice. And what was Ivan like as a teenager, in that period?
It was great. I mean, we had the 70s. I grew up, I was a teenager in the 70s, and we had the best music ever. It was the birth of heavy metal. It was a lot of glam rock, David Bowie, like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, all these bands, all these great, great bands happened when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
My first concert was Led Zeppelin,
Oh.
to go see at the Montreal Forum, when they were touring for Led Zeppelin 3. And so these type of things, they have an effect on you when you're a 13-year-old kid listening to music, and we were very lucky. We were very lucky. We also had disco, but that's another story. I'm a big fan of disco too. I've always said that new wave music, for me, new wave music was a combination of bands like Genesis and Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
and mixed with disco. It was synthesizer music that you could dance to. So
Nice.
that's what we brought to the table.
So we can say that was a nice period for you.
Very, very good. Very nice. It was,
Great,
there was
great,
a
Dan.
lot of
Great.
great music.
Of course, of course. I think that is one of the reasons that today we still listen those music, those kind of music.
Yeah. I see, 13-year-olds now wearing Jimi Hendrix T-shirts. There's a reason.
Yeah, yeah, so true. Tell me about Safety Dance because it was a gorgeous hit. It was, and the video clip of that song was so nice too. I want to know about the beginning of this smash hit.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, that's no friends of mine.
Well, the story behind the Safety Dance is a true story. Was that at the end of the '70s, disco was dying out, and when you went to a discotheque, every now and then the DJ would put on a new wave song, like maybe Blondie, Heart of Glass, or B-52, Rock Lobster. And so we'd get up and start dancing. And what we would do, we would dance pogo dancing, which was jumping up and down, just bouncing off each other. It was the sort of the precursor to the slam dancing and the mosh
Yeah.
pit. And but the bouncers in the clubs never saw it before, so they thought we were fighting. So they would kick us out. They would tell us to stop dancing or get out. And after that happened a few times, I went home and did something about it. I wrote a song about it.
Wow,
And
wow.
the video was, I think, one of the reasons that the song is very popular. I think is also because of the video,
Yeah.
and also the fact that it was kind of a medieval video. It was kind of a Pied Piper kind of Peter Pan kind of thing, and
Yes.
everybody was expecting very modern guys looking with like with their hair up like that and zippers and strange colors. So everybody was very, very surprised when they saw this Renaissance kind of video happening. And I think that's what's added to the timelessness of the song too, because when you watch it, you can't really say that it's an 80s video. If you listen to it with the sound off, you don't know when it was made.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
that's
I,
one of the things that helped the song a lot.
yes, I agree. And who had the idea of that kind of video?
Well, the strange thing is that the producer, Tim Pope, who he did a lot of videos for The Cure and Soft Cell,
Yeah.
and he and I, we were communicating, but there was before internet, it was before computers, so we wrote letters to each other,
Mm.
and we both wrote a letter what we thought the idea should be, and our letters crossed the ocean at the same time, and we both had the same idea at the same time. Basically, it was just one of those things that happen. It's kind of like magic, but
Hmm.
we got along. When I met him for the first time, I felt like he was an old friend of mine already. And
Wow, so
so we got along
nice.
really well. He ended up doing three more videos for us, and it was great.
We can dance if we want to. Night is young and so am I. We can just really from our hats to our feet and surprise them with the bitch and cry.
And what was your reaction when you saw the success of that song?
Well, it's when you're a young musician starting off, you think that everything you do is great, and you think it's going to be a smash hit. But when it actually happens, it takes you by surprise, even if you've been waiting for it and wanting it all your life. So it was a big surprise for us, and it's still a big surprise when I turn on the TV and I see it, people using it on a commercial and advertising or on a TV show or a movie. I'm still very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, man. Wow, so nice. Well, and maybe sometimes, well, I watch a lot of documentals, about 80s music, and they always say, or sometimes they say that it's very difficult to have like two great hits. Maybe you have one hit, the famous one hit wonder. But oh my God, have two hits is very difficult. And you in 1987, you released the second mega hit, called "Pop Goes the World."
Johnny played guitar, Jimmy played bass. Name of the band is the human race. Everybody tell me, have you heard? Pop goes the world.
Well, we were actually voted. Rolling Stone magazine actually voted us the number one two-hit wonder of the world. So, but no, it was Safety Dance was a hard act to follow, I must admit. But I had a lot of help from some very knowledgeable people, sort of helped guide me along. And the song Pop Goes the World started with just the riff. It started just a little riff. It was supposed to be an instrumental. It was supposed to be a 1 minute long instrumental
Oh.
on our next record. And when the person at the record company heard it, he said to me, you should make that into a real song. You should write, turn it into a real song and it'll be a hit. And so I did. I worked on it for a long time and wrote a real song and it became a hit. So he was right.
One good thing and one bad thing, that you discovered doing music, about the industry, music industry in those times.
Yeah. Well, one good thing is that it helped me get my music around the world. I would have never been able to do it without the music industry. I'm popular all over the place now, and that's because of the machine.
Hmm.
And one bad thing is that sometimes it is a machine. Sometimes it's hard to express yourself truly, and those are just the things that goes with the territory, though.
Hmm. Okay, nice. And what's your opinion about current music?
Well, I think the current music is influenced a lot by 80s music. I hear a lot of synthesizers. I hear a lot of drum machines. I hear a lot of robot voices, So I think that's also one of the reasons why Men Without Hats is still popular, why people are still listening to our music, is because the modern music it's getting influence, it's getting ideas from 80s music too. So 80s music is very popular because there was songs, it was songs that people can sing to, and it was happy music. There wasn't too much bad messages with 80s music.
Okay. And I want to know if you are doing new stuff about, I don't know if this year or maybe the next year. I want to know about the new stuff of Ivan.
Yeah, we're in studio now. We're going to be releasing some new stuff in the beginning of next year.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're on tour. We've been on tour all year. We're touring North America pretty extensively, and hopefully getting down to South America and Argentina pretty soon.
Yes, it will be very nice that. Well, I want to know if you have any message to all your fans. I think that maybe this is a good opportunity.
Well, I just want to say, like I've said before, you can still dance if you want to.
Very nice, that very nice. Well, I hope that maybe in the future you came to South America. I hope I always see your Facebook account. You are doing great shows around all United States. You still have that energy. It's very nice. That is very nice. So
yeah, well,
thank
we
you
have
very much.
great audience, great crowds. So
yeah, well, I think that you are doing the things that you like. I think music is your passion. So
very much, yes, I am. I'm
well,
lucky.
thank you very much, Ivan, for your time. It was a pleasure, and thank you again for these minutes.
Pleasure was
Such an
mine.
honor.
Thank you very much. Hope to
Well,
see you soon.
See you soon. Have a nice day there.
Yeah.